All right, happy Friday, everybody, and welcome to today's lighting critique. We've got some really incredible images here that Brenda put together for the first assignment for the Power of Light course. So first off, welcome, Brenda. Welcome to the group.
Hi, thank you.
So we'll start here, and then we will go over to Kat's, and then we'll take a look at everybody else. And if people hop on, we'll make sure to hit up them live. So tell us a little bit about your choice of this film a little bit. Again, Diana called it. I love these slides. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. I just accidentally closed one, but they're absolutely gorgeous. I think they're perfect.
Thank you.
And so I just want to hear a little bit more about your decision to choose this film and what you were kind of looking at, and kind of talk us through your process.
Well, I just choose it because I've always loved it. And then also watching the course and everything, it was really fun for me to watch it and see all of these different things that I've never noticed. Mm-hmm. And I love how much the color changes in this short film, because as most of it is the sky. It can change drastically its color, and that really seemed me super interesting. So that's why I choose it.
Yeah, it's great, and there are some elements to it too. Like you said, it's a slow build up to this point at the end. You can see he has this cloud has much higher contrast than earlier in here. You know, the colors are totally different. And the one thing I really liked about this one too is just how unique this character is amongst all the other clouds. Clearly his role is different than because all of these are clearly the same as him, but because he's this rain cloud that creates these other creatures, his look is just different. It's a really cool thing. And then there's, and this is a really good thing too. If you look at the environment of Partly Cloudy, it's a very simple, they didn't go into make all these details of homes with this is pretty much blocked out, I mean, obviously there's flowing rivers and trees and houses and all that, but it's just kind of suggested out there that I'm sure they didn't have to go into a lot of detail down there. So it's nice to know the scale of what you're working with when you're creating stuff too. So this is really great. But yeah, no, I really love these, and I appreciate you taking the time to put these together. This is really great. So, yeah, any opportunities that I have to talk about Partly Cloudy, I am more than happy. Also, things the glowy, his glowy eyes in this, which are because he's a cloud character, you can really do whatever you want aesthetically with them. There's no basis of there's no history of cloud characters that you have to adhere to. Yeah. So there's some interesting things that they definitely did in this. But yeah, the lightning bolts look really great. There's kind of that haze on the edge that's it's not perfect, but you can still see the outline. It's just really good stuff all around. Yeah, and then, yeah. So this is a great submission. So thank you so much for doing that. I really appreciate it. All right, great. Anybody else have anything before we move on to Kat's? Right. Yeah, but it's really good stuff. All right, Kat. So we've got your update here. You were able to track down the reflection of it was a rogue building back there, right? Yeah. So.
Yeah, it was a rogue building.
I was one interaction, but I know you're generally on the road when you do these, so I don't want you to.
No, I'm actually sitting at home right now.
Fantastic.
I'm sitting at home, so we're good.
Good. Okay, cool. So yeah, so the one thing, all right, so I think, we talked about this a little bit more yesterday. It's nice that you've got some more light going on in here in the hair. I do think that we could go with a stronger, I want to try and get a stronger slash of sunlight across here too. I think that if we create kind of something that almost functions as a diagonal coming across here, I think that could work really well in terms of the key light coming through, if that makes sense.
Across the front?
Yeah. So across, because it's coming across here. It's hitting her. I want to see it continue on through at least the pole. Maybe not necessarily back here, but at least the pole getting that. Because what you want to do is it kind of creates a dynamic composition because there's like a slash that goes through the scene a little bit,
Okay.
and those diagonals, like from photography, can be pretty dramatic and pretty dynamic.
Right, yeah.
So I think
Yeah, because that's not on the reference, so I can add that if you want. Because the
Yeah.
reference is the front's it's just very cool light. So the
Yeah.
only light on that was the eyeball. So
yeah.
I put that in.
I think that it's just that yeah, let's give it a try. I think it could be pretty cool to get a little bit of that light on there.
So do you want it on her body, or do you just want it hitting the pole? Because there is actually, there's a light blocker on the pole, because what I've done, the shadow of her body is really strong on the pole, just because the way the light's hitting her. So I put the light blocker there to make the shadow a little less obvious and to have the pole not be so bright. But I can remove that and put a sun-colored ray coming through and hitting the pole. That's what you can
Yeah, I mean, or just lowering, because if it's blocking, because it looks like this key light wants to continue over there. If it's blocking the key light, just lower it so it's, and then put it at an angle so it just like cuts it there, or something like that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And then the other, and this is totally a problem with the model that I've never noticed before, but if you can see, it's like in the reflection there, you can see her shirt's like penetrating her pants. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If you could like just like pull out a couple of those vertices out, so her sweater's on the outside there, that would be rad. If not,
well, I can always just raise the camera angle and make it go away.
yeah, that could be part of it too. But honestly, if it don't prioritize that. If like you
Okay.
I want you focusing on the lighting stuff. And then I'm wondering.
But yeah, I'll tweak with that, just because I'll see if I can actually move some vertices around for you.
Yeah. And then the way that we've done it in the past, and this, if it's too much work, just tell me. I do want to play around with this a little more with like the individual, like the key light, a pass to the key light and a pass to the environment light, because I want to try and figure out a way to tamp down because like this area over here, it should, like we can afford to like go darker over there or de-emphasize that area and really just kind of focus in on what's going on here. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's easy.
So
to do.
I want to play around with that. So if you could just do like a key light pass and a fill light and a secondary light pass, that would be great, and I could take a look at that.
Okay.
And we
Yeah,
can-
I can do that. I also have I can make the light blocker I have on that more darker too.
Yeah.
So yep.
Yeah. And then we can take a look at that on Monday. Then that'll be good.
Yeah, what I'll do is I'll send you a pass of just so you can see where all the light blockers are, and then a pass with with each light, and then you can see what you think.
Yeah, I mean, and if you could do one pass of the key light without any light blockers too, just so we can just so I can play around with that a little bit too. Sorry, I just like to play with this stuff.
Sure. No worries.
All right, cool. All right, great. Thank you. Okay, so let's.
Do you like
Okay.
Before we move on, I just want to ask:
Yeah.
do you like is the specularity on the bright side of the face better? Because I actually tweaked one light into a spec only light and cranked that up, and then pulled back the intensity of the other light.
Yeah.
And it seemed like it caused more spec.
Yeah, because like if we zoom in here, are you talking now, girl? If you zoom in here, you can start to see some variation points between the specular highlights and the diffuse values, which is what we were looking for there. And then I do think that there is an opportunity to down the road to get to maybe we can get another round of spec in here. But I kind of want to hit these other areas first, then we can take a look at that down the road.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah. All right. So
All right. Well, I'm going to head back off to work. So you all have a good day.
you could too. Have a great weekend.
Okay,
All right.
bye.
So now we will go through alphabetically. So this is Alfredo's, and it's a really like. I love the design of this character, and Diana or Brenda, feel free to hop in as we talk through this. But I love like this, like the very square nature of him, and the very blocky shape of his head, and his ear, and his eyes, and all the elements. And I was actually going to open this up for a question. There's two things. One, and I could be no, I'm wrong about that. Okay, so one thing, I think his skin looks a little bit like blotchy. Like there's a little bit of, it's almost like low res in some of these areas. What do you guys think?
I see what you mean. Go on. Okay. Yeah,
variation is a little large in scale.
Yeah.
But for me, I think more than that, it's a little more like the shape, the material. Maybe the subsurface is the settings of the subsurface is something, but it does feel like a little on the waxy side to be human skin.
Yeah.
I guess this is human.
Human-esque. We'll go with human-esque. The other thing that's really, really tough about characters like this is that any character that has a super large eyebrow ridge, because it acts, it's like a visor, right? That it like blocks out pretty much everything, and so it's really, really hard to get light on their eyes. Like the only way that you can really get light on this character's eyes is if like you're coming at such a low angle, or from like, I don't know, because it's like let's see, where's the other one? Yeah, if we're looking at it this way, like any light source that's above this line is not going to get there. Any light source that is back behind him this way is not going to get there. So we're really looking at anything like in here is all that's going to get to the eye. So I one thing I'm going to tell you, Alfredo, is you might want to design a way, and it might just be making the eye whites brighter or the eyes to read a little more. But just because I see you're still doing the eye design, just assume that. So you might want to make his eyes blue or something to really make them, or green to really make them pop. Because you can just assume that pretty much any time that this character is on screen, his eyes are going to be in shadow. It's just something to be aware of there. But yeah, I think it looks really cool. Like I want to play with him a little bit. Like I want to light him.
Yeah, and they're actually referenced like really well. But in the reference too, it's the eyes are just almost in shadow, which works for this character, I guess.
Yeah, totally. And I think like some of these I think the mouth looks really, like I think that the color of the lips maybe could go a little bit different. But like I think like what I'm liking is in the subsurface on the mouth feels pretty good. Like the fact that like that color of the shadow in there feels right. Like it's not going black. It feels like there's light bouncing around in there. And I think that's really good. But yeah, this one's cool. All right. Now, let's hop over to Donika's, and Donika had a question about demo reels. I want to address that first before talking about the image here. So the question was basically like when you're creating a new demo reel, like should you keep, is it added on to what you already have? Can you use old stuff? Every time that you approach creating your demo reel, approach it like it's a brand new project, and because nobody cares what your old demo reel looked like, right? So every time that you make it so that it's like that iteration of your demo reel is the best work that you've created, regardless of when you created it, right? Naturally, your more recent work will probably be stronger, so that'll kind of make its way to the front. But I would say that above anything else is putting your best work on there, regardless of when you created it, how you created it. Just put the most beautiful stuff on there, and don't worry too much about anything else, right? If you can just focus on that, then you're gonna have a good demo reel. I hope that answers your question a little bit. Okay, so now I want to open this up to both because we have 3 people here. So we'll start with Diana first. Diana, do you like the version of this with or without the atmosphere? And there's no right or wrong answer here. I'm just curious what you think.
I like it without.
Okay. That's a good answer. All right. Brenda, what do you? Yeah. Well, what do you? I could hear I could hear the you were questioning it until the very last second that you were going to say it, and I like that. Brenda, what do you think about Donika's? Do you like it with or without that extra atmosphere?
I also think that maybe without.
Okay.
I think it pops up more.
Yeah. I think you're both right. And it's really great. Like this is a really great example as to why having a couple different examples of a thing that you're working on is really beneficial, because we can do this, right? We can be like this or this. And I actually think that this works really well. And one of the reasons why it does is the black point on the background is subtly lifted, like it's just like a tenth of a shade brighter than the eyes. and so the eyes are really able to pop off of that, and like because it pops here, but it still pops here, and it creates a more dynamic image. So I like this a little bit darker. I agree. So I think we've gotten a consensus on that.
Yeah, and I mean, without in this version, it ties in better with the floor too, which is we were talking about.
Yeah.
It was very dark.
That's true, because you're right, the floor doesn't bother me at all in this iteration.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing to watch out for, and this could just be an artifact, and it's tough to see, it might be tough to see, but there's like some kind of blockiness back here, and it looks like it's like compression or something, so I would just look into that and see if you can't. But it's happening consistently across the three, so I'm wondering, yeah, you might just want to take a look at that. But other than that, I think this is looking really good. Do you guys have anything?
No.
No? I think it's good. All right. So last we did Emma's. Oh wait, we'll do Emma's. So I put these in order of her that she added them, and they're kind of fun. Yeah. So one of the things that I was thinking about this when I was looking through it is, anytime that there's a character kind of moving around a space like this, and this is a really great opportunity to do some fun lighting stuff. You want the character to go into like the varieties of light and shadow, right? Like to walk through some stuff, walk into shadow. Their light, you want their light to be dynamic with the scene. And what I'm seeing a little bit so far is that if you just kind of look at the character, the lighting on the character stays pretty consistent. And I would challenge you to vary it up a little bit. Like, again, make everything over here warmer, everything over there warmer, and then keep the coolness in the middle. And then so the coolness would be here, and anything like in here, and then allow shadow to kind of creep into here and here. So the character's like walking in and out, and like their light is like fluctuating as they're going back and forth a little bit. And I think that could be really dynamic on all these. So like. And it's good, it's good that you had this, that the knife is a little bit brighter, but I think that we could even push all of this a little bit brighter too. Like all of the moonlight coming in could be a little brighter on that too. And then when the character steps here, you should really feel the rim light along the edge of him, and then this light would kind of just hit in there, but his central core would be in that shadowy darkness a little bit. So I think it's just a matter of increasing. It's the idea of increasing the contrast across the whole image, and then the character can kind of walk into pockets of light and shadow. And then we can do some little stuff too, like having these lights hit the globe here and create a little bit more, just like light on these edges to create a little more shaping. I like the light hitting this chair here. I think it's hitting the table nicely. It's just a matter of increasing some of the key lights. And then decreasing some of the fog to allow the dark values to go darker. But I think this is a really fun opportunity to do some cool lighting stuff in this. So this is good. Right, and we will now let's jump over to Kay's. So Kay, I think this looks great. I'm going to throw this again, Diana and/or Brenda. Do you guys? Is there anything that you're seeing here that's are you liking this? Do you feel this is good? Is there anything that you would adjust? Well, Brenda, I'll let you go first.
Yeah. Well, I really liked it.
Yeah. So you I always talk about that. There's these two levels of viewing something, right? There's that first gut instinct of when it pops up. And you're like, ooh, that's really nice. And then there's that second level where you start to dissect it a little bit. So it sounds like you had a really good first initial reaction. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. That's great. And I know I'm throwing you guys on the spot, and don't feel like you have to start throwing out notes. If you're like, no, I just think this looks good, that's totally fine.
I want to say, I know last time I said I wanted to highlight on the wing and the right behind it to come together, come closer together. But now I think it kind of came too close together.
Yeah.
It's just me. I feel like the wing, especially the rim highlight, is a little now.
Yeah.
I just feel like.
No, and that's I think
I'm pushing it back and forth.
No, and that's kind of what happens. And as a lighter, that is a totally normal process to go through, right? Like when someone's make this blue, what Kay did was correct it to the note, and now as like somebody who gave that note the last time, you can say, oh, okay, this feels like it's a little bit too much, let's take it back down a little bit. And that is so much better than not adjusting it enough, right? Because then it's like, then your note would be like, okay, you need to go more. And then like, you go more the second time, and then it's too much, and then you come back. So I like it, I think about it like focusing a camera, where like when you're dialing in the focus, you go one way, and then you go too much that way, and you kind of like circle back in. Sometimes you got to do that when you're lighting stuff. Sometimes you got to overcorrect to know that you've overcorrected. But I totally agree with that. Yeah, just like desaturating the wing a little bit more, so it's not quite in the same line as that. Is really good. That's a great note. Yeah. And then the last thing that I would do is like this shape here, and then this little bright spot here. I know, and it's funny because I know we're playing the lantern to be. I almost want, because they're just like a little bright, and they're kind of distracting the eye back there, and I know that we're kind of like playing this as being on, but I do think that I want to just kind of tone those down a little bit, and I think the glow of it is going to be enough, but this could be a note that I regret on Monday, so we'll see how it goes, but I think just toning those down. But overall, like I said, I keep forgetting to pull in your original one. So on Monday, if you could post this one with like your first iteration, if you still have it, I think it would be great, because what you've been able to update over the past, I think it's like 2 weeks that you've been posting this, is incredible. Like the progress that you made is just incredible on this, and it's just like every iteration has gotten better and better. So I think you're improving rapidly, and I think that's great. So. Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's everyone for today. Does anybody have anything else before we break for the day? Remember, there's a new down here in our student sharing section. We have a new animated shot. Don't forget to check that out.
What is your favorite song?
Yeah. It doesn't always play down there. That's weird. But don't forget to look in there. We've got the file. It's ready to go. I think it's good. Let me know if it's not. And yeah, you guys can get the lighting and stuff here pretty soon. So we are always, and this question came up too, about somebody said they had somebody looking to reach out to them on LinkedIn about lighting their animated shot. They weren't really ready at that moment for that. So could we have them reach out to the community to see if other people would? And I always say absolutely. So if there's ever hey Diana. So if there's ever an opportunity to, we're always looking for animated shots. Again, this is a collaborative industry. Yeah, whatever you guys want to contribute would be great. So, do you guys have anything else before the weekend? No?
Have a great weekend.
Thank you guys so much. And yeah, again, I couldn't have got this week was a lot, and you guys were incredible every step of the way, and I am so appreciative of all of you. So thank you guys so much. All right. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you on Monday. All right. Take care. Bye.
Good weekend.